Hello, everybody. This is Shannon Hancock. I'm joining you from my home studio today to talk to you guys a little bit about what we mean at Villager Yoga when we talk about deep peace yoga, or what I mean as Shannon Hancock yoga when I offer it as well. Deep peace yoga is a really lovely way to unwind. It's what I like to think of as a fusion between a little bit of somatic, gentle yoga as well as some yin, longer, deeper holds, and ending with some really yummy sort of restorative stretches and relaxation. Sometimes we even bring in a little bit of yoga nidra or guided imagery, yogic sleep, or I sometimes have my sound bowls with me. So I wanted to give you a tiny little sample of what that kind of looks like as well as what it sounds like. So come over to my mat and join me. So, of course, like any other form of yoga, the first thing we do is get centered. So lengthen through the spine, close your eyes, roll your shoulders down and back, and just start connecting with the breath. In deep peace yoga, we are always just a witness, trying to observe what's happening with the body without judgment. So don't try to manipulate the breath at first, just watch what it does. Maybe notice the temperature and the space that you're breathing into, and see if you can spread out that breath through all three parts of the front of the body. Maybe you can feel that slight expansion and contraction through the sides of the ribs and through the back. Next, we might start to make some gentle movements. So inhale, open up the heart and look up towards the ceiling. Exhale and round the back. Take it at your pace, go back and forth a couple times. Stay in that range of motion that feels really yummy. And then again, lengthen through the spine and exhale, come back to neutral. Bring your left hand down beside you, take your right arm up and make a nice big rainbow coming all the way down to the other side. Inhale back up and exhale the hand down. Do that twice more on the side at your pace. And again, sticking with your range of motion, especially in this class, we aren't really trying to accomplish a posture or a shape. We're just trying to breathe and move and notice. If we can get to the point of acceptance, that's great too. So switch sides if you haven't already, and just even out. Sticking with the breath. And come back to center. Then we might roll the shoulders, but you get the idea. We're taking some nice gentle movements and starting that conversation with the body, switching. Roll forward and come into your tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale and look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the back into cat. Inhale and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, push the hips back towards the heels, settling in, taking a nice deep breath or two. After we start to wake up the body and stretch, we're going to shift a little bit into some longer, deeper holds. So first, come into tabletop, tuck the toes, push the hips up and back. Walk out the heels, shake out the head and neck. And in this class, we always encourage to modify and use props as necessary. So bend the knees a little, look forward. Start to make your way up to the top of the mat. Lengthen out halfway flat back. Exhale and fold forward. Grabbing onto your elbows, swaying your body side to side gently. You can find a bit of stillness, settling in. Sustainable position. In these yin postures, again, we stay a little bit longer. So allow yourself to relax the space between the shoulders and the neck. Maybe a slight bend in the knees. And you always want to offer yourself props. So perhaps if this is a lot for the hamstrings, you're going to fold that blanket, step on top, and lift the heels a little bit so that the hamstrings can release. Bring the hands back towards the earth. Just send that right foot back and drop the knee, coming into a lunge. Now, if it's a lot for the knee, maybe taking that blanket and placing it underneath the knee. Maybe finding a bolster or a block. We're going to come into a low lunge here. So you might want to walk that front foot forward. Settle the arms in on the bolster or block. Maybe even resting the head down and finding a connection with that third eye. Take a few deep breaths here. Relax between the shoulders and the neck again. Relax the jaw and notice if you're moving tension around instead of releasing it into the earth. Slowly, gently come back out of this posture. Move that bolster aside for now. Walk the foot back into your child's pose and settle the hips back. Take a moment to breathe. Now, we're going to even this out and come into it on the other side. So come back into tabletop and just bring your opposite leg forward. So this time, if you're doing the same side as me, right foot forward, just far enough that you can find some space to settle in onto your prop. And take a few breaths. If you want to settle the head down, you can. If it's more comfortable for you to keep the arms straight, you can do that as well. There's always a lot of options. If you realize you've kind of gone too far, feel free to move and come back out, but balance that with finding a little bit of stillness again. Take a few more breaths here, maybe 3 deep, long breaths, maybe the longest, deepest breaths you've taken so far today. Maybe even so far this week. And then release and come back out of that. And this time, maybe hug the knees around that bolster and come into a supported child's pose. That's it. Good. You can turn your head one direction or the other and switch halfway through, or place the head onto the hands. Just making sure that the neck is nice and even once we start to move again. Now this posture is really getting more into our restorative mindset here, closer to the end of a deep peace yoga class. So allow yourself to maybe notice the rise and fall of the back of the body here. Take a moment to notice all the places where the body is touching the earth or the props, and really allow that to support you here. Get grounded. I know most of us could probably stay there for the rest of the day, but eventually we're going to bring our hands down, slowly come back up, move that prop aside just for now and swing the legs all the way back around. Bring them straight and maybe bend the knees. You can stay sitting on that blanket or bring it instead underneath the knees if you'd like to roll it up. Slide it underneath the knees. That can help them stay bent and give a little again for the hamstrings if they're tight. Another option for this gentle yin forward fold is to use a bolster. If you're at home, instead you can find a nice stiff pillow, like a decorative pillow sometimes, depending on the size. Lengthen and fold. So there's of course, again, lots of options. You can do this with a bolster nice and tall. You can do it on its side. But the point of staying here longer, at least in part, is so that you can really explore your relationship with the body. Allow yourself to really sink into those places that feel like a bit of a sweet spot. You've got plenty of time to adjust and rearrange, and then still enough time to really enjoy it. Maybe switching the head in halfway through. When you're ready, you're going to slowly, gently come back up. This time, take that bolster and bring it behind you. Now, most of my students' favorite parts of class are really the end, where we get an opportunity to hang out in some of these delicious restorative postures and, of course, Shavasana, guided imagery, and sound baths. So I really don't want to jip you from a little bit of a sample of that as well. So settle in with the hips. Bring that blanket in over the heels and through the legs so it can fully support you. Bring that bolster back behind you, maybe about a fist distance back away from the tailbone. So that once you lay back onto your back, you can reach the hands out to the sides. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath, close the eyes, and start to settle in here. Now again, we could probably stay in a posture like this forever, but eventually bring the hands down beside you and slowly, gently rise back up and settle into a Shavasana of your choice. A personal favorite of mine is taking that bolster now underneath your knees, swinging your legs on top, and maybe now using that blanket either as a blanket or as a pillow back behind your head. Now, as you settle back and relax, I'm going to play a little of this sound bowl just so that you can get an idea of all of the different aspects of the Deep Peace Yoga class. So relax, close your eyes. Notice from the top of the head all the way down to the toes, anywhere where you're holding on to tension. Take a deep breath in and see if with that exhale you can let it go. softening through the body, maybe visualizing moving slowly down a lazy river. Slowly, gently deepen the breath again. Noticing the natural movement that breath creates, maybe turning your head gently from side to side. When you're ready, you're wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, rolling the wrists and the ankles. Reach the arms up over the head and stretch. Bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a big hug and mean it. Thank your body for all of its effort. Maybe rock gently side to side or up and down along the spine, eventually finding your way back to a comfortable seated position. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this little sample of Deep Peace Yoga. At the end of all of my classes, I have a little tradition of ending with 3 Shantis, meaning peace. The first one is for you, second for those you love, third for all sentient beings. If you'd like to join me, please feel free. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.